her, and did you anticipate her being as dark and as sleek?
Well, yeah, actually, Coraline is far darker in the novel, and you know, I had the idea for the book, and I began writing the book, you know, like I don't know, 4 years ago, and you know, so I had this idea of this guy who was going to be a vampire in Los Angeles, and you know, the idea was better than the story that I created at first, and I wrote, you know, I don't know, 40 pages of the novel, and I realized, you know, one of the things that I absolutely had to do was, you know, do an origin story for this character. You know, the character's very interesting and fun in the present, but, you know, what was important was you needed to know how he became a vampire, what all that was about. So, you know, I like the idea of taking the you know, basic tenets of noir and turning, you know, vampifying them, if you will. And so that was the basic idea. I knew I needed this femme fatale. I needed this woman that this character loved deeply, who kind of turns on him, you know, because that's, you know, basic noir. And so that was the idea, and I wrote a chapter where I basically told the story of how it happened, and you know, I liked the chapter, but I got to the end of it, I was like, very dense. It was kind of ridiculous. It was like the most dense, long chapter ever. And I read it over, and I talked about it with the girl who's now my ex at the time, and she liked it, but she's like, well, maybe it should be more than a chapter. And I realized, yeah, maybe that'd be the backstory of the novel. I'll tell you know, present tense and a past tense story, and those two pieces will be the novel. So that was, you know, the Coraline began to come to life then, and then she and I broke up, and she kind of became that was the real. I took all of that, everything that I was going through, put it right into Coraline, and had my own little pen page.
Yeah, you need to send her an autographed copy. Right, yeah. Thanks for the inspiration.
I don't know how aware she is of any of it, but I do know that, you know, on some level she's aware that Coraline Peril